to dear old Blighty, put me on the train within the town. Take me anywhere, drop me anywhere, Liverpool is a Birmingham, but I don't care. I should like to see.
Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. Now this is a response to James Griffiths, who did a video on showing his Smiths vinyl albums last week for Rob Walker. Get well soon, Rob. I hope you're improving, and hopefully we'll see you soon on behind the camera, or in front of the camera as I should say. Now James actually said at the start of his video that the Smiths actually passed him by in the 1980s. I'm the opposite. I was a real Smiths head in the 80s. In fact, I got into them from their second single, This Charming Man, which I just blew my head off. I'd never heard anything like it. And from them I bought every single on release, the release week, and every album as well. Although I never bought Louder Than Bombs because it was an import and I didn't feel the need. But I am going to rank the Smiths albums at the end of this video. There's only 4 of them, but the main part of the video is looking at the singles. Now between 1983 and 1987 they released 18 singles, 17 of them under the Smiths and 1 under Sandie Shaw. Now basically the Sandie Shaw single is a Smiths single, but with Sandie singing rather than Morrissey, and they were on the Rough Trade label. Now Warner Brothers bought their catalogue in the early 90s, and whenever they're reissuing all the stuff on CD, and there was a couple of extra singles thrown out there, like There's a Light That Never Goes Out, which did quite well, and This Charming Man again. I'm not going to include There's a Light That Never Goes Out because it is a 90s, so it's only the Rough Trade ones from whenever they were a band. Okay, 18 in all, and we'll start off with my least favourite, and it's the debut, Hand in Glove. Now I didn't get this when it came out, but I did get it about 3 singles in when my brother bought it for me over in Liverpool. He was a student over there. I couldn't get it over here at all, and it's a good song but it's a really bad recording. They remixed this for the debut album, which is far better. This version here you can hear on Hatful of Hollow, and it's produced by the Smiths themselves, and this is actually quite a rare single. And there's 2 versions of it, one where it gives a Manchester address and one where it gives a London address, and this is the Manchester address, the original one, so I'm lucky to actually have this, but it's okay, but it's the recording of it that's not brilliant. Okay, my number 17, and this is a really good song, but it's not a good single, and it's their very last one, so we're going from first to last. And this is Last Night I Dreamt That Somebody Loved Me. It opens up side 2 of Strange Ways. Really good song, but as a single it's too slow, it's too depressing. I just don't think it really works, and I don't know why they actually released this. And I think this came out well after they'd already split. It was in the same year, but it was taking the 3rd single off Strange Ways, and it only got to number 30. Hand in Glove, by the way, the original one didn't chart. At number 16, and it's also from Strange Ways, Here We Come, and it says I Started Something I Couldn't Finish. Yeah, this is okay, very guitar riffy type song, quite glammy, but it's a little bit forgettable as well, and this got to number 23 in the charts. No, it doesn't have that Smiths spark, a little bit of magic. Standard enough, but you know, it's my number 16. At number 15, and from 1985, and number 49 in the charts, is That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore, and is featured on the Meat Is Murder album. This follows the same as Last Night I Dreamt That Somebody Loved Me. Really good song, but a poor choice of a single. I think if they were to lift anything off that album, it should have been Nowhere Fast, which is a great number. But I really do enjoy this, but as a single it only gets my number 15. Number 14 and a number 27 hit in 1984 for Sandie Shaw, and it's Hand in Glove, and this is a much better version than their debut single. I also think it's probably better than the version on the debut album as well. It is very guitar heavy, and it's a little bit, it's heavier. It's a heavier sounding song, but it's really, really good, and got to number 27. So Sandie Shaw's Hand in Glove. And number 13 for me from 87, and the top 10 hit, number 10. They never got higher than number 10 in the 80s. They did in the 90s. And it's Sheila Take a Bow, and this is their most glammy song. Wasn't featured on any album. Yeah, a very good song. It steals a little bit from David Bowie's Cooks, where they throw the homework onto the fire. But yeah, bouncy little number. But it doesn't hold up as well now as it did back then. So it gets my number 13. At number 12, and you may think this is too low, but the reason it's too low is because it's an edited version, and it's How Soon Is Now, probably one of their most famous songs. This is down to about 3 minutes and 41 in the original, which was the B-side of the 12-inch of William It Was Really Nothing, is over 6 minutes, and you have to hear it in its entirety. Edited version, not bad, but it takes a lot out of the song. It's just not as good, but it's still an excellent song, and I guess my number 12. At number 11, now How Soon's now got to 24. Number 11, this got to number 26 in 1986, and it's Big Mouth Strikes Again. Really good song with the driving acoustic guitars at the start. Opens up side 2 of Queen Is Dead. Yeah, really good. Only got to 26, deserved a heck of a lot better, and it's my number 11. At number 10, and from 1986, and this got to number 11, and it's a standalone single, Panic, and this has got shades of T-Rex's Metal Guru, and it's got the same sort of descending riff on it, but it is very good. The hang the DJ bit never annoyed me, but I can understand why a lot of DJs wouldn't play it. But yeah, excellent song, catchy as hell. I think it deserved to be a top 10, just missed at number 11. At number 9, and we have from 1984, their first top 10 hit, number 10, and it's Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now. Beautiful guitar by Johnny Marr. It's like it's a mid-tempo type song. Excellent. Didn't feature in any album, although it did end up on Hatful of Hollow, so really it is a standalone single. They used Suffer Little Children as the B-side, the last track on the debut album, which is so haunting. But this is one which I loved at the start, but it wasn't as good as the previous singles. I still liked it a lot, but now it's gone up a bit for me, so Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now at number 9. And number 8, we have from 1987, and It's Girlfriend in a Coma, and this got to number 13. And I remember Morrissey getting a lot of flack over this whenever it was first released because of the subject matter, but if you listen to the lyrics, he is being actually very sensitive for once. But it's catchy number, acousticy, very, very short, but it did well at 13. I thought it wasn't going to chart at all because of the subject matter, but yeah, the opener of, or the lead single from Strange Ways, and they're the best single off that album, so it's my number 8. At number 7, and we have Shoplifters of the World Unite. This to me is very similar to How Soon Is Now, and although I prefer the single of this, I prefer the 12-inch version of How Soon Is Now. But yeah, this is really good. It's got that sort of How Soon Is Now type guitar. Yeah, from 1987, got to number 12, featured on the World Won't Listen compilation album. So you buy all these Smith singles, all you had to do was wait, because they always released a compilation album which featured all the B-sides as well. Yeah, really good song. I like that cover of Elvis Presley as well. So that's my number 7. A number 6, and from 1984, and a number 17 hit, and it's William It Was Really Nothing. Now this is, if you look at the 12-inch single of this, the A-side is probably the least famous track. The two B-sides are Please 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 Let Me Get What I Want, which featured on the Pretty in Pink, or was it some kind of, I think it was the Pretty in Pink soundtrack, and the other was How Soon Is Now. Williams, great little number. It's only about 2 minutes and 5 seconds long, but it goes at 100 miles an hour. It's really, really good. So that gets my number 6. At number 5, and even shorter, and this just about breaks 2 minutes. It's a number 26 hit from 1984, and it's Shakespeare's Sister, and there you have Pat Phoenix on the cover. This was done around the same sessions as Meat is Murder, but didn't feature on the album. This is great, and it's got one of my favourite Smiths lines on it. I thought that if you had an acoustic guitar, then it meant that you were a protest singer, which I think is brilliant. But the next line's even better. I can smile about it now, but at the time it was terrible. I just thought that was so funny. But yeah, great little number, and this rolls along really well too. So that's my number 5. Number 4, and another non-album single from '86, and number 14 hit with Eutha Joyce on the cover, and it is Ask. Really good, catchy song, and I love the video for this. I used to play the video a lot in the pubs around that time. Now you're talking 36 years ago. That's scary. But the Smiths, Ask, number 4. My third favourite Smiths single, and it's their third single, and it's What Difference Does It Make, and this was the follow up to This Charming Man. This was the one. Was it going to be good or was it going to be crap? Am I going to be a big Smiths fan or am I not? Well, this blew me away. Absolutely love it. I don't like the BBC sessions, the one that was on Hatful of Hollow. It has to be the single version, and it's magnificent. And it got to number 12, and I actually think it featured on Now That's What I Call Music too. Okay, 2 and 1. I'm going to give this at number 2. It always was my number 1, but it's now number 2, and I think it's just because I'm overplayed it, and it's This Charming Man. This has got one of the best intros ever. The lyrics are fantastic. I would go out tonight, but I haven't got a stitch to wear. A lot of people say that, you know, they don't go out because they've nothing to wear. But yeah, this is brilliant, and whenever I first heard this, I just couldn't believe how good it was. And I wish I had bought about 5 copies of it, because this is the original copy that I played to death. And the black of vinyl, it's sort of got a bit faded. It still plays well, but a little bit faded. But yeah, absolutely love this, and that's my number 2. And my favourite Smiths single, and it's from 1985, and it's The Boy with a Thorn in His Side, and this is the first single from the Queen is Dead album. This is brilliant, acoustic-y, catchy. I love the electric guitar backing it. It's really such a good song, and I played this to death as well. But this one has stuck with me a little bit more. This got to number 23, so that's my favourite Smiths single. Okay, quickly looking at the albums, and my 4th favourite Smiths album, by a long way actually, is this one here, and this is Strange Ways Here We Come. I don't think this is brilliant at all. I think it's quite weak. The best songs off this are I Won't Share You, the very last one, and A Rush and a Push and The Land Is Ours, which has got a bit of a madness feel to it. The singles, as I say, are okay. They're not of the highest quality, but things like Stop Me If You Heard This One Before I've never liked. I've never liked Unhappy Birthday. Death at One's Elbow's okay. Paint a Vulgar Picture is always the one that people refer to when Morrissey or the Smiths releases the greatest hits. You know, that was because it's all about reissue, repackage and all the rest of it. But I think this is the worst by a good bit. Third favourite, and it's Meat is Murder. Their only number 1 album. All their other studio albums got to number 2. This is good, but I don't like the last song, Meat is Murder. I'm not a vegetarian, and I would have loved How Soon Is Now to have been on this, and then maybe it would have got to number 2. But yeah, it starts off brilliant with the Headmaster Ritual going into Russian Ruffians, which are Ruffians, which has it takes the music from Marie's the Name of His Latest Flame. I Want the One I Can't Have is good. Nowhere Fast is brilliant. Probably my favourite is Barbarism Begins at Home, which is a real dancey track. Very good album, just don't like the title track. Second favourite Smiths album is the debut, and I couldn't wait for this to come out, and I was not disappointed. The only song I never really got on with is Miserable Lie. The rest of it is more or less perfect. Still Ill is a fantastic song, could have been a single. Suffer Little Children is absolutely haunting. Love The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Reel Around the Fountain, You've Got Everything Now, all great stuff. Number 2. And my favourite Smiths album is The Queen Is Dead, and this is an album that you listen to as a whole. You know, you can take some songs out and, you know, they will work well in a compilation. Some don't, like Never Had No One Ever doesn't work in a compilation, but it works so well on this album. Same as Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others. But yeah, the fantastic The Queen Is Dead. I Know It's Over is a brilliant, brilliant song. Depressing as hell though. Cemetery Gates, catchy. There's a Light That Never Goes Out, probably one of the most famous, absolutely brilliant album from 1986. And it's my second favourite album of the 80s. Okay, so that's my ranking of the Smiths singles and their albums. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.